Today, I'm going to teach you a poem which is there in your syllabus, and the title of the poem is Abu Ben Adam, and it's written by the poet James Leigh Hunt. So James Leigh Hunt was an essayist, a writer, a poet, and a very learned and a very knowledgeable person. So this poem, Abu Ben Adam, written by James Leigh Hunt, is a parable. So parable means a story with a moral, a lesson. So this poem is basically based on the spirit of fraternity or brotherhood. In this poem, there's an encounter between an angel and a Sufi mystic, Ibrahim bin Adam. So what happens in the poem basically is this angel comes to the room of Ben Adam and the two of them meet and they have a conversation. And the conversation is not just an ordinary conversation, but a conversation about what the angel is writing in his book of gold, and that particular thing Ben Adam wanted to know. So the angel replies to him that he is writing the names of all those people whom love of God had blessed. And when Abu wanted to know whether his name is also there in the list or not, then to his surprise, the angel tells him that his name is not there. Because Abu Ben Adam was such a good person. He's such a person who loves his fellow beings to that extent where nobody would think of loving. So because he was such a person, he thought that maybe my name is also there in the list of people whom love of God had blessed. But to his surprise, his name was not there. So the next night again, the vision comes and Abu asks him to show the list, and to Abu Ben's surprise, his name was on the top of the list of people whom love of God had blessed. So this poem basically deals with the theme that service to mankind is service to God. So merely worshipping God is not enough. You need to be a really good human being if you want to get the blessings of God. If you want to really be blessed by God, you need to be good to your brothers. You need to be good to human beings. You need to have that feeling of brotherhood. Only then you'll be blessed by God. So this is what is basically explained in the poem Abu Ben Adam by James Leigh Hunt. So let's see what is there in the poem Abu Ben Adam. Abu Ben Adam, may his tribe increase. So may his tribe increase, that is written within the bracket. So why is it written within the bracket? It is just to tell us that people like Abu Ben Adam should be there in this world. More and more people like Abu Ben Adam should be there in this world. So this is also a gesture by the poet to tell us that people like Abu Ben Adam will be remembered for many generations to come. So he is such a good human being that everybody will remember him throughout their lives. And people like him should be more in number. That's why that particular phrase has been written within the bracket in order to stress the fact that more and more people like Ben Adam should be there in this world. So Abu Ben Adam, may his tribe increase, awoke one night from a deep dream of peace and saw within the moonlight in his room, making it rich and like a lily in bloom, an angel writing in a book of gold. So these particular lines are full of imagery and comparisons. So there, awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. So deep dream of peace tells us that Abu was in a very meditative state, a very contemplative and meditative state. So that's why he awoke from a deep dream of peace. And what did he see? And saw within the moonlight in his room. So he saw within the moonlight that was there in the room, the light of the moon, making it rich and like a lily in bloom. So Abu awoke to the presence of a vision, a god there, or an angel there. So what happened? Making it rich and like a lily in bloom. So this particular phrase, like a lily in bloom, it's a simile, it's a comparison. So it shows, this particular phrase shows what is going to be the consequence of the encounter between the angel and Abu Ben Adam. It shows the potential of this encounter. What is going to be the potential? What is going to be the consequence between the encounter of Abu Ben Adam and the angel? So that is a simile, like a lily in bloom is a simile. So see, this particular word lily is also a symbolic of holiness. It also shows holiness. So making it rich and like a lily in bloom, an angel writing in a book of gold. So see, one more factor that I want to stress upon here is, see, the very presence of the angel in the room has affected the room so much that what is happening to the room? It is just gliding, it's shining there. And it's making it rich just like a lily blooming there. So just the mere presence of the vision, the presence of the angel brings about a change in the room there. It's gliding, it's shining just because of the presence of the vision there, of the angel there. So what happened? An angel writing in a book of gold. So the angel was writing something in a book of gold. Now we've never heard of a golden book. But here the golden book suggests that there must be something very, very important in the content of that book. The symbolic meaning of the golden book is like there must be something in the content of the book that it is called a golden book there. There's great value in the contents of that particular book which the vision, the angel was carrying. That's why it's termed as golden book. So the symbolic meaning of the golden book is the contents of the book had great value. It's of utmost importance and something very, very good and something which nobody had thought of. That's why it's called golden book. So lily, symbolic of holiness, as I've already told you, and the mere presence of the vision, the angel, makes the room just very much gliding and shining. So this is what has been described in these 5 lines which are there. So Abu Ben Adam, from a deep dream of peace, just wakes up, and when he wakes up, he sees a vision there, and the vision was writing in a book of gold. He just sees the vision there. Okay, so this is what has been described in the first 5 lines of the poem. So now let's proceed on with the poem. Exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold. So when he sees the vision there, it makes him very, very happy. And exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold. So why Ben Adam bold? Bold here because Adam is not scared of anybody or anything, because he's such a good human being. And when you are a good human being, you don't need to fear anybody. You don't need to fear anything, because you have not done anything wrong to anybody. So because Ben Adam was such a good human being, he did not fear anything. So that's why exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold. He had no fear of anybody. That's why the word bold has been used there. And to the presence in the room he said, "What writest thou?" So that presence in the room, the vision in the room, he just asked a question to that vision. what writest thou? So what writest thou is an old way of saying, what are you writing? So he just asked the vision blindly or bluntly, what are you writing? In that book of gold, what are you writing? Then the vision raised its head. So the vision here means the angel just raised his head, because it was just writing with the head down, just raised its head and said, and in a look made of all sweet accord answered, the names of those who love the Lord. So the voice, look made of all sweet accord means the way the vision was speaking, we could just make out, or he could just make out that his voice was full of patience and kindness. Okay, so just like speaking so kindly and so humbly and so full of patience. So just said, and in a look made of all sweet accord answered, the names of those who love the Lord. So the vision told Abu Ben Adam that he was writing the names of all those whom love of God had blessed. So he just bluntly replied to Ben Adam. Now what did he say? And is mine one, said Abu. So Abu was very eager to know whether his name is there in the list of people whom love of God had blessed. Because I've already told you, he's such a good human being. So obviously his eagerness increased and he wanted to know whether his name is also there or not. So he just bluntly asked the vision, and is mine one? So is my name also included there? Nay, not so, replied the angel. So the angel replied, no, your name is not there. So just we can just see that though the angel replied in this way, but that was the matter of fact. His name was not there in the list of people whom love of God had blessed. So Abu, with so much eagerness, he asked, and his mind won. But when the angel said, no, your name is not there, then what happened? Abu spoke more low. He was very, very saddened, deeply saddened by the fact that his name is not there. He was very, very saddened to know that his name is not there. So his voice became very, very soft and low, because he was deeply saddened by the fact that his name is not in the list of people whom love of God had blessed, despite being such a good human being. But cheerily still and said, I pray thee then, write me as the one that loves his fellow men. So the angel answered to him in a very kind but matter-of-fact way. So Abu became very depressed, sad, but still very cheerfully, very humbly, he made this iconic request to the angel. And what was the request? I pray thee then, write me as the one that loves his fellow men. So he just made his request. Okay, then write my name as the one who loves his fellow men. You just write that much. My name is not included in the list of the people whom love of God are blessed. No problem. You just write me as the one who loves his fellow beings. Simply that much you write. The angel wrote and vanished. So after saying this much, the angel wrote and vanished from there, because it's an angel, it's a vision. So it just vanished from there. The next night, it came again with a great awakening light. So the next night, again, the vision came with a great awakening light. So awakening light means enlightenment. Just as if the vision had been enlightened. It just came with a awakening light. And showed the names whom love of God had blessed. So it just came and showed the list to Abu Ben Adam and told him, these are the names of people whom love of God had blessed. And lo, Lo means to Ben's surprise, Ben Adham's surprise. Ben Adham's name led all the rest. So to Ben Adham's surprise, he was so surprised to see that his name was on top of the list of people whom love of God had blessed. Very, very surprised to know, and very, very astonished and happy to know that his name was on top of the list whom love of God had blessed. So see, his love for mankind proved to be of a greater value than others' love of God. So as I have already explained to you, merely worshipping God is not enough. You need to be good to your fellow beings. That is the greatest virtue which one can possess, which one can have. Merely worshipping God will not be enough to get the blessings of God. You will get blessings of God only if you are good, only if you are kind, only if you are considerate towards your fellow beings, towards mankind. That's why I have said in the very beginning, the basic theme of this poem is service to human beings or mankind is service to God. So when you are good to your fellow beings, the other human beings, obviously God will bless you. God will give you abundant blessings. So that's why Abu Ben Adam, being a very, very good human being, God had placed him in number one position of the people whom love of God had blessed. And Abu knew, like Abu's happiness knew no bounds when he got to know this particular fact from the angel, from the vision. So this is the explanation of the poem Abu Ben Adam by James Leigh Hunt. So basically what we have done in the class today is we have discussed how Abu Ben Adam saw a vision in his room. The vision was writing something in a book of gold, and when he was asked what was he writing in the book of gold, then he just replied that I am writing the names of whom love of God had blessed. So Abu was also eager to know whether his name was there or not, because he was such a good human being. But when he came to know that his name was not there, he was quite sad, quite depressed. But still very humbly and cheerfully he said, just write my name as the one who loves his fellow men. So the angel wrote and vanished. The next night the angel came again, and when the angel showed the list to Abu, he was very surprised to know that his name was on top of the list of people whom love of God had blessed. That's why it's very, very important to know that service to mankind is service to God. So that's why you need to be a very good human being, and you need to love your fellow beings dearly with all your heart. So this is the basic theme of the poem Abu Ben Adam. Now just see on the board, I have written few meanings of the very important phrases, only the very important phrases. So the first one, may his tribe increase. There should be more people like him. So may his tribe increase means there should be more people like Abu Ben Adam. Second one, a dream of peace. So refers to a meditative and restful state that Abu was in. Thirdly, like a lily in bloom, it's a simile, as I've already said to you. It shows the potential of this encounter to bloom into something pure and noble. The meeting between the vision and Abu Ben Adam. So lily is symbolic of holiness, that I've already explained to you. And number 4, Ben Adam bold. So Ben Adam bold because he had no fear of anybody. So these are some of the very important phrases I have written on the board. So what I would like you to do is, you need to remember these phrases and you need to write down the meanings of these phrases even in your textbook, so that when you are studying it becomes very easy for you to follow what are the meanings of these very important phrases. So class 10, Please kindly write these meanings in your textbook using a pencil so that it would be very easy for you to know and remember what exactly are these phrases saying to. Although I have explained in the poem, but still, just for your reference and to remember well, you need to write down these phrases in your textbook when you are studying. So, this much for today. I would like to wrap up the class for today, and I hope you have understood the explanation of the poem. Still, if you have any questions or queries, you are free to ask me.